Hi everybody, welcome to the video, and in this video we will be discussing the syllabus of this wonderful examination known as the Union Public Services Commission, one of the highly sought after examinations in the nation, uh, popularly known as the UPSC exam. So ये exam a lot of people give, lakhs and lakhs of candidates give, but only a few are able to crack it, and the vacancies also are not that much compared to the number of people that actually appear. Now the ones who clear have a very definite strategy. They know the syllabus through and through, and उनको कोई difficulty नहीं होता exam crack करने में. Of course, this exam is tough. There's a massive syllabus that you can expect from this examination. But what is important before sitting for any examination? It is very important to know the syllabus. If you know the syllabus well, then you can prepare accordingly. Knowing this is extremely important, and this is what we will cover in the video in detail as to what you will expect to be asked in the questions in the examination. Then accordingly you can prepare. So we are not discussing mock questions, or we are not discussing strategy over here. We're just discussing the syllabus as per the UPSC notification which comes out every year for the examination. So let's begin. So there are 3 stages in this examination. All right, first is the preliminary examination, that is the prelims, which is number 1. After that comes your mains examination, which is a written examination, which we will cover in detail, and then comes your interview preparation, that is the personality test. So all these exams are important from the examination point of view. Now, what are the differences between these 3 stages, how you qualify? We are going to discuss that in detail, but this is the 3 stages to clear the UPSC examination. Prelims, important things to note. Prelims are objective type questions, that is आपको MCQs आएंगे. All right, MCQ, and you will have 4 options like any other objective type questions. The prelim examination is a filter to select the candidates for the mains examination. अगर आप prelims clear नहीं करोगे, आप mains में नहीं जाओगे. आपको prelims clear करना ही होगा, so focus on that first. Very very important. Pattern of prelims, there are 2 papers. 200 marks के 2 papers होते हैं. Total is 400 marks. एक पेपर 200 का, second paper 200 का. All right. उसके बाद another thing you have to keep in mind is the language. English and हिंदी में एग्जाम होता है. जिसको इंग्लिश में देना वो इंग्लिश में दे, जिसको हिंदी में देना है वो आप हिंदी में भी दे सकते हो. There is no issue with respect to language at all. And there is negative marking, that is 0.33 for the total number of marks assigned to that question. All right. So अगर गलत करोगे तो आपका marks कटेगा. So you have to be very very careful when it comes to attempting questions. So do not attempt questions जिसमें आपको ज़्यादा doubt हो. That is the strategy going for the preliminary examination. Syllabus of the prelims. Now, like I said, the important thing to know is the syllabus. Now, prelims examination, as we all know, is the MCQ wala type of paper. So here you will get 4 options. उसमें से आपको एक select करना पड़ेगा, and that will be the correct answer. And there is also negative marking in the paper, in the prelims paper. Now paper 1, there are 2 papers. Paper 1 is of 200 marks, like I said, and उसका hour duration भी 2 hours होता है. 200 marks, 2 hours, so 100 marks per hour you can take it up. Syllabus, in short, is you have current events of national and international importance, so keep a tab on GK. Very important. Whatever is happening around the world and in India, उस पे ध्यान रखिए. न्यूज़ देखिए, read newspapers, all that is important. Indian history में you can expect questions from the history of India, the freedom movement and the Indian national movement, everything that has happened in the past. All right, important events civil wars that have happened in the country, everything. Then comes geography, both India and the world. Now, India and the world, now geography are of various types. You will have, let's say, physical geography hai, then you have social geography, economic geography. All right, so you need to keep a tab on all these three types of geographies, which is very, very important. Then we come to Indian polity and governance. That is basically civics and political science. In is this part mostly has your constitution of India, extremely important political system of the country. You have the Panchayati Raj, then you have public policy that is very important, PP जिसको बोलते हैं, and then you have rights issues also. That is again very, very important. So basically, since you're going to become an IAS, IPS future, knowing about Indian polity and governance becomes extremely important. So know this through and through. Constitution, again, you can expect questions from fundamental rights, directive principles. So make sure you have a good grasp on that. Then अपने आते हैं economic and social development. तो यहाँ पे as the name suggests, you can have questions from poverty, inclusion, demography, social sector, all right, all these things. Uh, wala portions, schemes of various schemes of the government related to social empowerment, economics, and all that. Then comes general issues on environment, ecology, biodiversity, and climate. All right. इसमें you do not need any subject specification. These are very general questions that come from the environment, climate, and biodiversity. So a good EVS book, maybe you can read something from class 9, 10, 11 का EVS books and all अगर है, you can read that. So that do not require any subject specialization, which is actually written on the notifications. You don't have to stress much about this portion. And then you have general science, which could be physics, chemistry, biology. Very simple. It will be from the school level only, so you don't have to worry much on this front at least. All right. Clear. Now let's move to paper number 2, which is the funny one. So similar to paper number 1, paper 2 also is of 200 marks and the duration is 2 hours. All right. What you can expect? Comprehension. Okay, it's like a must in every entrance exam. Whatever entrance exam you give, comprehension aane aane in English. So yeah, you need to practice this. Read a newspaper, read passages, solve questions. They will test whether you can understand the passage and answer questions directly from the passage, or also from your understanding as to what could be the perfect answer. So comprehension important hai. Interpersonal skills and communication skills. Interpersonal skills both basically tests your ability to interact with others, connect with others, and your communication skills are very important. Business communication skills है कि नहीं, whether you can articulate your facts, आपको अच्छे से बात करना आता है कि नहीं, professional manner में they'll test that. Logical reasoning, analytical ability can only happen through practice. So practice puzzles, practice syllogisms, practice the direction sense test and all that. Okay, get a good book of logical reasoning, and this is important. Similar thing with decision making and problem solving. So these two parts are mostly your uh, logical reasoning, analysis, and all that. Okay, this has nothing to do with theory. This just requires practice. General mental ability is maths. Basic numeracy is also math. This is class 10 level. Again, you don't have to worry much. Data interpretation is also class 10 level. You'll be given a set of data. You need to interpret and answer questions on the basis of that. And then you have English language comprehension skills, which is also class 10 level. So this exam, unlike paper 1, will test you on the basis of let's say your skills and your aptitude. Paper 1 will test you more on theory, your knowledge bank. That is basically the funda in these two papers, the basic difference between the two papers. Now, mains, the important one. Now, prelims, suppose you've qualified, and now you go to mains. Only the qualified candidates go. Remember one thing, prelims ka marks does not get added. All right, prelims ka marks does not get added in the main score. All right, prelims ka marks will not get added. So focus on this. Now, mains is a long process. It's a written examination. Firstly, look at the number of marks, 1750. That's insane. You have 9 papers. You have 2 qualifying papers. We'll come to that in detail. 1 essay paper, 4 GS, that is general studies paper, and 2 optional papers. Now, the scope of the syllabus for optional subject papers, important thing, note this, for the examination is broadly of the honors degree level. That is a level higher than the bachelor's degree and lower than the master's degree. In the case of engineering, medical science, and law, the level corresponds to the bachelor's degree. So if you are from, let's say, a BA, BSc, BCom degree, the level of questions that you can expect will be from the honors degree, BA honors, not BA general or MA. It will be from BA honors. Similarly for BCom, MCom, BCom honors के level का होगा. But if you're pursuing a professional course of like engineering, medical science and law, then bachelor's degree के level का questions आएगा, उससे ऊपर नहीं आता है. So this is the difference they have done for professional courses. All right. Paper number 1 now is your qualifying paper and it is a language paper. Indian language paper है and इसमें you will basically have to answer questions from let's say the 22 languages that are present in the 8th schedule of the constitution. It is a 300 mark paper and you will get 3 hours for that, and this is a qualifying paper. This will actually determine if you can sit for further papers or not, and the time is 3 hours, marks is 300 like I said. All right. Pattern of questions, you will have comprehension of 60 marks, pressy writing आएगा आपका 60 marks का, then you have usage and vocab, that is a 40 short essay of 100, and translation from English to the Indian languages and vice versa. So आपको English से translate करना पड़ेगा, English से translate करना पड़ेगा उस language में, and then vice versa आपको उस Indian language से आपको English में translate करना पड़ेगा. So you have to, so a lot of skills they are testing over here. They are testing your drafting skills, they're testing your vocab, they're testing whether you're comfortable in actually translating from English to the vernacular language and vice versa. ठीक है? So this is paper number 1 on the language, the vernacular language that you will be choosing. It could be Assamese, Bengali, Punjabi, anything. Paper 2 is English, 300 marks and qualifying paper. So it's same. There's no difference. It's just the language that has changed. It's English. So for all, this is English. In this, you will have a comprehension of 75 marks, a pressy writing of 75 marks, usage and vocab of 50, and short essay of 100 marks. All right. So very similar to the paper 1, except for translation. Translation is when you're not translating. All right. So again, all of this requires practice. Vocab में you will have to read a good book. Regularly आप novels पढ़ते रहोगे तो your vocabulary will obviously be very very nice. But comprehension, pressy and essay requires a lot of practice. Okay, do not take qualifying papers lightly. General studies papers may will come to right now, but these papers are extremely important. So do not take it lightly at all. Paper number 3 is basically your specified topic में आपको ऐसे मिलेगा and a choice will be provided and credit will be given for effective and exact expression. Okay, this is not a qualifying paper. बहुत जगह इसको paper 1 बोलता है. I have mentioned it paper 3 because I'm breaking down every paper into one parts. Okay, so यहाँ पे you will be required to write essays. You know, may be required to write essays on multiple topics. मैंने यहाँ specified लिखा है, but there's a chance that you may be required to write on multiple topics as well. All right, and you will have to write it on a very effective manner. Put your ideas in an orderly fashion and write it concisely, and like I mentioned, your credit will be given for effective and exact expression. So if you're writing something on, let's say, society, let's say on poverty, it's important you stick to poverty and do not go into something which is beyond the topic at all. Usi pe rehna and try and articulate it. So if you're writing on poverty, mention causes, mention effects, mention as to how politics influences it. So all that. The clearer your thoughts are, the better it will be for paper number 3. Now we move to the main papers 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this is a make or break paper, as I always believe, because this is the paper that IAS, IPS, and anybody, any post under the UPSC, you will have to be good at this, because this is basically testing your knowledge about the country, right, and the world. General studies इसको बोलते हैं, everything under the sun literally. So very important, general studies. It tests your general awareness on a variety of subjects, and we will come to what the subjects are. And it requires basic understanding of all relevant issues. All right, all relevant issues में आपको इसका ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Paper 4 GS number 1, Indian Heritage Culture. This will cover art forms, literature, architecture, okay? Let's say ancient to modern times का architecture, okay? Indian history, it could be from about the middle of 18th century to present days, okay? So a lot of things can come in. World history में you can expect a lot of 18th century industrial revolution, all right, वो आ सकता है. Then you have World War, national boundaries, colonization, decolonization, political philosophies like communism, capitalism, socialism, and all that can come. I forgot to mention Indian history. You can also expect independence. That is also very important. Then you have the the post-independence consolidation and reorganization within the country. क्या क्या हुआ independence के बाद. All right. Then we come to Indian society and diversity, where you can expect a lot of questions from poverty, economic schemes, religion, caste, as to how that plays in India. World physical geography है. इसमें again salient features of world physical geography, as the syllabus says, so could be anything. So prepare yourself accordingly. क्या क्या हो सकता है उसके अंदर. Then you have important geographical phenomena such as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanoes, cyclones, geographical features and their location changes, all right, flora, fauna, everything. Natural resources, may you can have a lot of things. You can come across factors responsible for the location of primary, secondary, tertiary sector and industries in various parts of the world. Okay, ये सब चीज है. So these are certain things you will have to keep in mind. You can also have questions from globalization in over here. So keep a tab on these things. So basically this paper covers Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world, and society, if I sum it up in paper number 4, that is GS1. That's how I'm saying. Paper 5 GS number 2 will cover my favorite portions of the topic, that is governance, constitution, polity, social justice and international relations. Now in this paper, a lot of important things that any candidate should know and which you will actually be preparing for prelims. उसको बस detail में लिखना पड़ेगा आपको यहाँ पे. You have the Constitution of India. So amendments, evolutions, features, significant provisions, structure, basic structure, Article 368, amendment जिसके बारे में, the preamble. You need to know all these things. All right. Then comes federalism, separation of powers, extremely important. Separation of powers between the various organs of the government, federalism, good, bad, how it is, okay, what are the features. Then you have legislature, executive, judiciary, the three organs of the government, extremely important. इसको आपको जानना ही होगा. Representation of People's Act 1951. This is an act, okay. This is an act, it's a legislation. So read the legislation, read a good book on that. It's important. International institutions, agencies, and relations. Now, when I say international agencies and relations, this may you can have the United Nations a question, FAO, all these, all right, all these important organizations in the world which have an impact on society. Socio-economic issues and development, where you can have accountability, let's say transparency, e-governance, social sector services, health, education, human resource, NGOs, all right. These are things which will come under socio-economic issues and development. Governance and policies, maybe you will have to know uh, like what are the times when the government should be made accountable, what are the key features of governing a society, maybe accountability का models क्या है, like e-governance का models क्या क्या है, success, limitations, everything. All right, that comes under this. Now you see it's impossible to cover the entire syllabus in one slide in detail. The notification has the syllabus in detail, so it's very important that you go through that. I'm just mentioning it in points, the important things, and literally everything in these bullet points as to what you can expect in the paper. It will not be beyond this. Okay, there's a predefined syllabus, but it's important to have an overall perspective as to what could come in these questions. Paper 6, that is GS number 3, is mostly on technology, economic development, biodiversity, uh, environment, security, and disaster management, if I might say. So first questions, you can have questions from the Indian economy, all right, with related to planning, mobilization, resources, growth, all that, inclusive growth, okay. Then you can expect questions from agriculture, like cropping patterns जो होते हैं, and then irrigation, you can expect questions from that, transport, storage, marketing. So a lot of things can come over here. Liberalization and industrial growth, know the LPG model that happened, okay, extremely important. Investment models basically क्या क्या है, know about that. Then you have science and technology, which includes IT. So IT knowledge again becomes extremely important. So a computer, mobile, robotics, biotechnology, nanotechnology, ये सब जानना आपको जरूरी हो जाता है. Disaster and disaster management can also come. You have internal and external security forces, including security forces. You have infra, which consists of road, airports, railways, energy, ports. Okay, so know this. This is basically infrastructure. Environment, like I said, is extremely important. ये हर से में ही आएगा. So environment में you will have to know about pollution, degradation. Another very important thing is EIA, that is the Environmental Impact Assessment. This question, prepare for that as well. And then relation between development and spread of extremism. Now this is very interesting. These people can have variety of thoughts on this. So it's important you prepare your answer accordingly as to whether there is actually a relation between development and spread of extremism. So I saw this in the notification. So keep a tab on the notification, like I said. All right. And you can talk, and yeah, with agriculture, you can have questions from the farm laws, which has been really recently enacted. Know about the land reforms laws also, which has taken place in India throughout. So this is basically paper number 6, GS3, and we move to the last paper of the general studies section, is ethics, integrity, aptitude, which is mostly psychology and basic knowledge. Okay, ethics and human interface आएगा यहाँ पे. So you can have questions from private public relationships, what is human values, reformers, administrators, teachings of great leaders, role of family, society, and all that. Then you have attitude, which what is attitude, what is the content, what is the structure, how is attitude related to one's thought, behavior, morals. Okay, then aptitude and foundational values for civil services. Since you're giving this examination, you need to know this. Okay, emotional intelligence, that is इसको बोलते हैं EI. EQ is emotional, yeah, and it is different from IQ. Okay, these two are different. So what is EQ? You need to know that. Contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world, extremely important. The great modern thinkers, you need to know their teachings. Public civil service values and ethics in public administration, probity in governance, and case studies on all these issues. Okay, so you can be given a passage, you can be given a real life passage, and you can be asked questions from there too. So it depends on what could come. Now papers 8 and 9 are mostly your optional papers, and it's huge. Now this is huge. Now you can choose any optional subject from list of optional subjects given in this list. You need to choose two. You can write on any, like, So you can choose any one and write 2 papers on this. Okay, so if you're choosing agriculture, then you can write 2 papers on this. If you're choosing botany, you can write 2 papers on this. So it's not possible to go through the entire syllabus of each and every uh, subject over here, but you can expect, like, again I'll tell you what I said before, that you are expecting questions from the honors degree level. So let's say for history. Now there is BA in history, there is an MA in history, and in between comes BA honors. So you can expect questions from this level. BA honors history में जो syllabus के questions होते हैं, वहां से आप उस level of difficulty में expect कर सकते हैं. So one who has done masters will not be very, I don't think it will be very difficult for him or her to crack the optional papers. But if you're again pursuing an engineering course, okay, like let's say mechanical engineering or a civil engineering, or you are doing law, or you're doing medical science, then bachelor's degree में correspond करेगा उस चीज को, the syllabus. So I'll just quickly run through the subjects. Agriculture, is there animal husbandry, anthropology, botany, chemistry, chemical engineering, commerce, accountancy, economics, electrical engineering, geography, geology, history, law, management, maths, mechanical engineering, medical science, philosophy, physics, political science, international relations, psychology, public administration, sociology, statistics, and zoology. So everything under the sun, you have a lot of options. You just need to choose one and prepare hard. Prepare hard for whichever subject you're choosing. Go according to your strength, because the syllabus is extremely vast. That will be my only advice. All right. Interview. Now you're almost there. You've done prelims, you've done mains, and now you've qualified. But I'll bust a myth. Interview consists of 275 marks only, which is just 13.6% of the weightage of the UPSC examination. Many people say that if your interview doesn't go well, you will not be able to crack UPSC. It's not the case. If you have scored well in the mains, even if you score a little less in the interview, it does not matter, because the ultimate weightage is just 13.6. But the rest of the weightage is your mains. So what's the thing to worry? Do not stress yourself for the interview. Mains has already tested your knowledge. This is not a knowledge test. Interview just to know you on a personal level, on a better level. Alright, yes, they can ask technical questions, that's for sure, but your knowledge has been tested in the mains examination and in the prelims examination, though prelims is not counted for the final rounds. So interview mein chill out, do not worry that much, go and give your best and everything will be fine. Alright, read, revise, repeat, that's the only suggestion I have. Please like, comment if you have questions, doubts, suggestions as to how we can go better. If you have questions related to the UPSC syllabus, if you have doubt with respect to any subject, do comment and we can definitely solve it out. And please subscribe. It will be really great if you could subscribe and you could keep a tab on the videos that are upcoming. I hope you liked the video, and best of luck for all the exams you've been given, you'll be giving. And UPSC is one of the fantastic examinations. Prepare hard, prepare well, and I'm sure everything will go your way. Thank you.